everyone and welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be my review of what it was like to fly Virgin Upper Class from Heathrow to Barbados. First of all, a huge shout out to Sue and my dad for booking this amazing trip. Josh and I have just graduated uni and this was their present to us. But now without further ado, our Virgin Upper Class experience. To start, check-in was smooth and simple and we went through security without any issues, making our way through upper class duty-free, which was separate from regular duty-free and was full of designer shops. After mooching around and realising we had to sell our soul to afford anything, we made our way to the upper class lounge. On first walking into the lounge, I was completely gobsmacked. It was massive and seemed to have everything you could ask for. There was lots of seating with windows facing the runway, and there was a huge bar where you could order free drinks and many different free food stations. From the bar, you could order many different types of alcoholic drink, from wine to cocktails, but as it was 8 in the morning, I opted for a hot chocolate instead, which was yummy. We had a nosy around the food stations because at this point we were starving. I decided to have cold meats with bread and cheese. Josh had eggs royale and my dad had eggs benedict. Sue then had a range of flaky pastries. Obviously at some point I had to use the bathroom. When I walked in it took me by surprise because I had a sink to myself and warm towels. Honestly, this could have been the highlight of the entire trip. The lounge also had a separate floor where you could play pool. If you asked Josh who won, he would say it was him, but you all know 100% that it was definitely me. It also had more seating and multiple TVs to watch anything you wanted. From the pool area, this then led to some stairs where you could go up onto the roof. Again, there was some more seating, but it was a little too windy and chilly for us to sit up there for long. However, both of us loved the view and the smell of all the jet fuel. I would definitely recommend going up there and having a nosy, even in the bad weather, and possibly getting an up-close look at the aeroplanes. Then I caught Sue and my dad falling asleep, so I thought I would embarrass them by filming them. We sat and chilled for a couple of hours overall until our gate was announced. We were gate 21, so it wasn't too far to walk to get there. I think the only downside was there was a lot of people rushing to get to the gate, so it meant that we all got split up at some point, but at the end of the day, we all knew where we were going and we all made it on time. Because we were upper class, we had priority boarding. This meant we were able to get onto the aeroplane first before everybody else. I must admit, it was very surreal walking onto the aeroplane and turning left. The seats were set up in singular diagonal rows with their backs facing the window. All 4 of us were sat one after the other. When we sat down, we were given a range of drinks to choose from. I opted for orange juice. This gave me time to look around my seats. There was a pull-out TV screen, many little shelves, a footrest and lots of space. Then it was time for takeoff. If you would like to see what takeoff was like and hear the engines, feel free to carry on watching, but also feel free to skip ahead if you'd like to carry on with the review. See you in a couple of minutes. we started climbing, we all got comfy. I tried filming Josh, but I couldn't get over Sue peeping in the background. Busted. On the flight, we were also given a range of different items, including a Virgin Upper Class headset and a little goodie bag. I apologise about the filming in advance, this was very difficult to do one-handed. In the bag, there was an eye mask, a pair of socks, a pair of earplugs, different creams such as sun protection and moisturiser. There was also lip balm, a pen, a toothbrush and some toothpaste. This is where I must admit that I stole all of these items but have still yet to use them. So I'm just going to assume that the eye mask sufficiently blocks out light, the socks are warm and comfy, the earplugs block out Josh and all the creams work. I did attempt to smell the creams mid-flight, which was a huge mistake because they just squirted out all over me on the seat. In my next video, I will be talking about flying Virgin Premium. In Premium, you also get a goodie bag and headphones, but they're not as good quality, so check out that video if you would like to see the difference. Also, I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you to all my subscribers, friends and family for supporting myself and the channel. I really appreciate it because it means I have a hobby that I enjoy and boosts my motivation to keep making videos. In these seats, the tables came from the side and slid towards you. This was perfect for me because everybody knows I'm a short arse. It also meant I could have my tea, crisps and biscuits without making a mess. It was also around this time we said our final goodbyes to Britain, knowing the rest of our flight would be directly over water. Then it was time for lunch. We were given these cute little salt and pepper shakers shaped like aeroplanes. Clearly Virgin knows people steals these because on the bottom it says pinched from Virgin, which I thought was hilarious. For starter, I had salmon gravlax with pickled cucumber, mayonnaise and pumpernickel bread. For the main, I had roasted Norfolk chicken breasts served with rice, pesto sauce and greens. Both Josh and I had the same starter and main. Then finally, for dessert, I had apricot and almond cake served with lavender, honey and cream. It was extremely sweet but 100% the most delicious part of the lunch. Josh also had Pim's O'Clock summer pudding. After lunch, I had a look behind my seat for my blanket. Turns out it wasn't just a blanket, but actually a quilt and pillow. I could also choose to make my seat into a bed, however I decided to keep it upright because I was too excited to sleep. It was also at this point where everybody was asked to put their blinds down. As much as I would have loved to keep the window open to look out, having the blinds down and the purple lights on meant for a cosy atmosphere. Later on in the flight, Josh and I decided to have afternoon tea together. It was great being able to sit opposite each other instead of having to peer over the seat sides. We both decided to have tea and shared different types of scones with jam and cream and a buttermilk chicken slider with sauce and crisps. Sue and my dad also had afternoon tea, but with a vegetable Indian platter instead. My dad was also more sensible than me and actually put the light on to film, which I didn't realise until right this second. For the final leg of our journey, I just laid back and watched Marcel the Shell with shoes on. Surprisingly, a really cute and funny film. I would recommend watching it on your next long-haul flight. It was also at this point where service had finished so we could watch the rest of the flight and our descent into Barbados. Again, feel free to skip ahead if you wish to carry on with the review. Once we had landed safely, we asked if we could go look in the cockpit and the pilots said we could. They explained to us the landing and even let us sit in their seats. There were so many buttons and it was quite overwhelming, so to all those fellow commercial pilots out there, bravo, because it looks extremely complicated. When we stepped off the plane, the heat hit us like a brick wall and I immediately regretted wearing jeans. However, going through passport control and security was quick and easy, and also because we were upper class, our bags came off the carousel first. Virgin had also booked us a private minivan to take us to our hotel. The driver was very welcoming and was telling us all about the sites along the way. He told us all the places to visit, about their culture, their history, and was already asking us when we were coming back. The drive from the airport was around 30 minutes, even in Barbados traffic. However, none of us minded because it meant that we got to see the island in a lot more detail. Overall, the entire upper class experience was amazing and I can't wait to do it again. I hope you enjoyed this review of Virgin Upper Class and now you enjoy some sneaky clips of our Barbados holiday. Bye!